Okay, number 27 takes us into chapter 5, which is creating a professional theater. The first question, number 27, is what did Queen Elizabeth I ban throughout England in the year 1559? Queen Elizabeth, being concerned with the safety of her subjects, banned all religious plays. So this marked the end of the cycle play or the vernacular religious drama. Number 28, what does Renaissance mean? Rebirth, reawakening. This is a period of reconsideration, re-examining of things that people believed and um, wanted to understand better. Number 29, what was the name of Shakespeare's acting company? And what was the name of his theater? Shakespeare's acting company was called Lord Chamberlain's Men, and his theater was called The Globe. Uh, Number 30, what was the Discovery Space? This is a curtained section of the stage in the Globe Theater that revealed things that were important to the progression of the story or the plot. For example, in a play like Macbeth. At one point in Macbeth, uh, Macbeth has a nightmare and he hallucinates and he thinks that he sees a dagger floating in the air in front of him. That floating dagger could have been something that was revealed by that discovery space. It was just an extra element of spectacle. Here it is. We are revealing it behind this curtain. Number 31. What was the roof above the Globe stage called, and what was one of its purposes? When in the Globe Theater, we had three realms. We had under the stage, we had hell. The stage itself was considered earth, the earthly realm. And above the stage, a roof that covered the stage was heaven. So that roof was called the heavens. And it served more than the purpose of decorating the stage and providing interest. It was painted. The underside of the roof was painted and it was held up by columns, but one of the main purposes that the roof served was to protect the the most expensive element of Shakespeare's theater or his productions, which were the costumes. The costumes were extremely expensive, and they had to protect them at all costs. So, being that the Globe Theater is open, it was exposed to the elements. If it rained, uh, rain would come into the theater. The roof protected those costumes. Number 32, where is the action of Hamlet set? Um, in a large sense, it is set in Denmark. Hamlet is the Prince of Denmark. And to make it even more specific, the action of the play primarily is set in Elsinore Castle, but Denmark is the answer to that question. What are solo speeches by actors in Shakespeare's plays called? Soliloquies. These are solo speeches where typically an actor stands on stage alone and addresses the audience directly. What is a play within a play? A play within a play is a literary device that is used to further the development of the plot of the play, of course, but it is actually a play that takes place within the larger play. If you recall, in Hamlet, the way that Hamlet that proves to himself that his uncle murdered his father is by hiring a group of actors to perform a play, the action of which closely mirrors the action of the murder of Hamlet's father. Um, so this play was staged within the framework of the play itself. So this is a play within a play. Hamlet uses this play to catch his uncle or to prove that his uncle murdered his father. The play's the thing to catch the conscience of the king, and that's how he does it. The play within the play is not something that's limited to or only seen in Shakespeare's plays. They are throughout dramatic literature, playwrights use them. It's an effective literary device. All right, number 35. What is the cause of death for at least four of the characters in Hamlet? Poison. Claudius is big on poison, and it is an effective tool to murder one's enemies. Number 36. What was the greatest theatrical contribution to theater made by the Italians during the Renaissance? Perspective scenery. Also, the proscenium stage. All right. Number 37. What are the categories of stock characters in Commedia dell'arte? Lovers, masters, and servants. Lovers, masters, and servants. Those are the three categories. These are stock characters, characters that don't change. No matter what situation you put them in, they will always respond in a way that is typical of that character. Number 38, Commedia performances were not scripted. Are they performed? Commedia performances, not scripted in the sense that they were not performed from a written text. These performances were based on scenarios, ideas, and these stock characters, when you put them into that scenario, they improvise. That was the beauty and the power of Commedia dell'arte is that it was an improvised dramatic art form. It was made up on the spot, like I said, based on a scenario. Number 38, 39, excuse me, what language do commedia actors use while performing? Gibberish. There is no identifiable language that was used by these commedia performers. It was all gibberish. Finally, question number 40. Know the six neoclassical rules. Number one, plays must be either comedy or tragedy. They cannot be mixed. Number two, the characters in a comedy must come from the lower class. In a tragedy, the characters are members of the upper class or royalty. Number three speaks to the behavior of these characters. It's something called decorum, and it is all about appropriateness of behavior. Lower class characters behave in a manner that reflects their social status, as do members of the upper class. So, decorum. Number four, plays must uphold the unities of time, place, and action. These are neoclassical rules. And for the French, the classics were the plays that were written in ancient Greece and the influence of the philosopher Aristotle. Aristotle said that All plays must observe the unity of time, place, and action. Time, if we remember, according to the Greeks, was the amount of time that it took between sunup and sunset, sunrise and sunset. That's the amount of time that a story, a play, the action of a story should take. Number two, place. There should only be one setting, one location for the plot. And finally, action, which speaks to the plot or the story of the play. There can only be one plot, not a play with subplots or a secondary plot line, one plot. So the unities of time, place, and action. Number five, all plays had to be written in 5 acts. All plays had to be written in 5 acts. And finally, number six, all plays had to uphold poetic justice, which means that by the end of the play, the good had to overcome evil. The good guy always wins, according to the neoclassical rules. Okay, this takes us to the end of the study guide. There were 30 questions. No, there were 40 questions on the guide. The quiz will be multiple choice. Um, for those of you in Theater 206, EC and 6A, my Monday class, of course, we will take that test on Monday. And for those of you who are in 6EC, we will take that test on Tuesday. So 30 multiple choice questions. Please email me if there's something that you're unclear about, and I will be glad to answer those questions for you. Happy Halloween.